None of us parents plan to fail, do we? We really don't plan to be impatient or to push our child into something. Years ago, when I was a young mother, I was one of those moms that I had memory verses. My children had to learn a new verse every week. I was really all about developing their logical left brain, taking them up to the ballets and taking them to all these exquisite places. I just knew their little brains were going to catch it and they were going to be, thriving adults. But that didn't work so well because relationally, all of that happens in the quiet moments. And we were a go, go, go family. God had to take us and slow us way down in order for us to begin to think about how to build relationships. I got very sick, actually, from going. Someday I want to write a book called Church Work Almost Killed Me. But what really was happening in those years was God was shifting me and helping me understand as I explored Him that I was not made to be a robot, to be functioning as a left brain, highly functional mom, which we were taught that in college. I went to a Christian university. We studied marriage and family and child psychology and all those things. But nothing at that time was available for us to look at how do we build the emotional capacity, the relational circuitry of our children. Now we know, thanks to Jim Wilder and Amy Brown and Chris Corsi and some of these precious ones who are recording at thrivingrecovery.org or thrivingtoday.org, there's all these tools that we parents can have to help us begin to build our own understanding and appreciate ourselves in God's sight, to see one another through God's eyes. I just want to recommend some of these tools to you because they're amazing. They've got the 19 relational brain skills. These talk about quieting together. What an amazing thing for a family to sit together in the evenings and enjoy quiet together. Just put on a quiet worship song. Get your spirits rested in God so you can communicate really well together. One of the things that helped me love my children and love my husband a lot better was to see them through God's eyes. A friend of ours gave us some material on the Romans 12 giftings. They call them redemptive gifts. And Charles Whale wrote a book on the redemptive gifts. You might have seen that little puzzle piece book. I'll show it to you. But God was always trying to get our attention through the 7 days of creation, through the 7 furnishings of the tabernacle, through all of His sevens, the 7 feasts of the Lord. They have this panoramic, beautiful picture of our own heart. Jesus wants us to know who we are first, so we can put our hand on our heart as parents and say, God, who am I? And what do I believe about you? What do I really believe about protection? We need to ask God questions about who we are, what we really believe, because we'll never be able to transmit a generational blessing of identity to our children unless these matters are settled right here in our own spirit. When we start breathing in the peace of God and living out of the identity that Jesus gave us, that He died to give us, the rest and the peace and the quiet and the beauty and the bright star identity that He died to give us, when we live out of His Word about us, then we can transmit that to the children. It will give them so much peace and rest. So I hope that you'll be able to utilize these Nana Rainbow Bedtime Stories to begin to see and listen to those blessings that we recorded. Blessings for your spirit. Check out Charles Whale's book. He's got all kind of blessings for the 7 portions of your spirit. It's all tied into the 7s of God. Take little screenshots of the posters that I hold up at the end, because These will be helpful tools for you. God bless you, and I hope that you have a thriving, peaceful parenting experience, not exasperated and frustrated or confusing, because God doesn't want it to be confusing. He intends for us to have a beautiful, well-ordered thought about our own identity and about our children. Shalom. Peace. God bless you.